So welcome to Call of the Wild Tutorials, and today we're out on Rancho del Arroyo to continue our skill series. And today we're talking about probably the most important skill is track knowledge. Locate tracks and track knowledge go hand in hand. Track knowledge comes in 3 different levels. Level 1 reveals information about the animal's gender when investigating footprints and vocalizations. Level 2 reveals information about the approximate animal group size when investigating a need zone track and the animal's approximate health when investigating blood trails. And Level 3 reveals information about the animal's approximate weight when investigating footprints and fur type when investigating disturbed vegetation. And like I said, not too much can be said. These are so most important. Knowing the animal's gender, knowing the weight is going to help you find more diamonds, and knowing the group size of your herds is going to help you as well. And as well as when you get to if you want the disturbed veg perk, it's also going to show you the fur type as well. So let's go look for some tracks here on Rancho del Arroyo, and we're going to see how these can be put into action. So it didn't take us long. We followed a turkey call, and oh, there goes the turkey up in the center there. And we can see we're going to have some tracks here. Hopefully we run into a need zone. There's a feed zone right there. That's excellent. So this is going to be great to demonstrate. Now remember, we're bare bones. We don't have any levels of this skill activated. So we're going to check out the information that it shows us just at base level. So at base level, it shows it's a pronghorn. It's a class 4. And it also shows that it was trotting as well. And then when we go over to the need zone as well, we can pick up our need zone. And it's just going to give us base information. So let's just zoom in on that information there. So it's once again going to tell us that it's a pronghorn, class 4. It's going to show it that it was eating and at the time that it was eating. So let's go to level 1 of this skill. And level 1 of the skill is going to show us the gender, not just on the track, but also on vocalizations. So if there's a vocal cue, it's going to tell us whether that was a male or female vocal cue, which is going to help us determine whether we want to follow up on that call. So let's go over to the track and see what has changed. So we'll click on the track and we can see that this track belongs to a female. There's now a female symbol underneath there by where the pronghorn is. And if we go over to another track, we'd be able to see it changes. First, let's go over to the need zone. We can see need zone, nothing changed. This is just for the tracks only, not for the need zone. Let's pick up another track, and here we can see that this track belonged to a male animal, which is more desirable. It's kind of what we want to hunt for when we're hunting for pronghorn. So now let's take it up a notch. Let's go up to level 2. And level 2 is going to be specifically designed around our need zones, but it's also going to help us to determine the health of the animal when we're tracking it if we shot it. But once again, we haven't shot an animal, so we're just going to focus mainly on the need zone. So let's check this track again. We can see level 2, nothing's changed. We can just still see the pronghorn, it's a male. But when we go over to the need zone, now we're going to see it shows that there's 7 pronghorn eating in this need zone. So this really helps us to determine the size of our herds when we're hunting. We click on the need zone, we can see there's 7 there. We can see how big they are. Maybe we've scoped them out and we can see that we saw like 4 females or whatever. It's going to help us to determine that maybe there's 3 males in there. So let's go to the last one, which is going to give us the approximate weight of the animal. And so we're going to talk about why this is so important as well. So now we've activated this skill. We can see when we click on here, no new information in the need zone. But when we click on here, now it shows us the approximate weight. This pronghorn is 50 to 57 kgs. Not a max weight animal. This pronghorn here we see is female, 42 to 50 kgs. So as we're going around and we're collecting tracks and need zones now, we can look for those more desirable animals. Females we're not necessarily wanting to hunt for, but now we can see, okay, how many males do we have in the area? How big are those males that we have in the area? Are there any max weights? So what a max weight means is that the animals have a certain level that they'll max out on. Go onto Steam, onto Discord, search for max weight animals on Call of the Wild, and you'll find lots of lists that show what the max weight range of an animal is. For example, we're looking at turkeys. 3 to 5 kgs isn't a max weight. So what can we do? Well, we can look around. We know that now there's pronghorns and turkey feeding in this area. We can click again and we can once again, look, we see once again 3 to 5 kgs. It's a female. We're going to click again, another female in this area. But how many turkeys are feeding here? Well, now we go over to the need zone and we click and we see that there are 8 turkeys feeding here. So good spot for turkeys. And now we want to check tracks. Check tracks, check tracks. We have a female here again. Now we've got a bigger male, a 7 to 9 kg. That's going to be about a silver. And now we found a max weight turkey track. This turkey here is a potential diamond. So we know that when we come back here, we have a level 2, perhaps level 3 potential diamond turkey sitting right here waiting for us when we come back during that need zone time. So friends, this is why track knowledge is so important. Being able to locate these tracks from a distance, checking all of our tracks, knowing what your max weights are of the animals that you're going to hunt is going to help you find those bigger, those golds, those diamonds. So this is such an important skill to have. Always put 3 levels in it. So I hope this has helped. From Rancho del Arroyo, this is Call the Wild Tutorials saying happy hunting.